radyo publiko. Nag-uugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan.
Ay inyo ring mapapakinggan sa 104.3 FM band.
Magkaisa, magtulungan para sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa.
Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko sa 104.3 The Capital. Ang ating mga programa at serbisyo para sa mamamayang Pilipino. Ibabahagi natin mula alas 6 ng umaga hanggang alas 12:30 ng tanghali. Monday to Friday sa 104.3 FM band. Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko and The Capital.
Ang boses ng Pangulo.
Sabay na maghahatid ng serbisyo sa mamamayang Pilipino in the new era of collaboration.
Balita mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa.
Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko sa 104.3 The Capital.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGov.ph app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGov.ph app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
Ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko
ng Bagong Pilipinas para sa Bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon. Nag-uugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko. Ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko.
Sa buong Pilipinas, 6 na minuto makalipas ang alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat at welcome po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayon pong ika-23 ng buwan ng Nobyembre taong 2025 at syempre nasa last part na po tayo ng buwan ng Nobyembre, although meron pa tayong isang linggo para sa Nobyembre at and counting po tayo. We have 32 days to go before Christmas. At yan, inaanyayahan po namin kayo na pakinggan ang ating programa. Napaka-special po ng ating talakayan ngayon at magbibigay tribute po tayo sa ating yumaong Governor Rosa Rosal. At syempre hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon. At syempre nice nating pasalamatan ang bumubuo ng ating programa mula sa Presidential Communication Office, Secretary Dave Gomez, ang ating sa Presidential Broadcasting Service, ang ating Direktor, Fernando Sanga, si Sir Dindo Amparo, at ang ating Station Manager, Sir Alan Alyanigue, kasama ni Sir Ray Sampang. Sa technical side, Sir Oli Lopez at si Ma'am Joy Timidan, kasama ni Ma'am Tess Ramirez. At syempre sa Philippine Red Cross, ang Chairman and CEO natin, Chairman Richard J. Gordon, kasama yan ng ating iba pang Board of Governors at ng ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, kasama ng mahigit 100 chapters natin nationwide at syempre kasama yan ng kanilang Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Shoot. Syempre mag-like and share po tayo live po tayo sa Facebook page ng Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko at sa ating sa Facebook page ng Kalinga Hatid. Tayo din ay napapanood sa YouTube at napapanood din po tayo sa For the Box at Digibox. At syempre, live tayo napapakinggan, 738 kHz. Okay? At makakasama natin via Zoom ang ating naging kasama dito sa ating programa. Walang iba, Governor Corazon Alma de Leon. Magandang hapon, ma'am.
Yes, magandang hapon. Ang topic natin ngayon ay Remembering Governor Rosa Rosal, a tribute to Philippine Red Cross ng Governor Rosa Rosal. At ang guest natin ay si Mr. William Theo, grandson of PRC Governor Rosa Rosal.
Yes.
Yes, Governor Cora, thank you very much for having me. And it's been a whirlwind 1 week, pero nandito po tayo.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. At
Yes,
babasahin ko muna itong opening natin sa hapong ito. This season, let us reflect on the beauty and majesty of our earth. May we open our hearts to the call for a universal communion with all of creation and embrace our guardianship of nature. I pray that each one of us, in our own small ways, answers the call to care for our only home and to preserve this unique gift, a manifestation of God's unending universal love for generations to come. May love, kindness, and peace be upon us all. At tamang-tama, sisimulan na natin ang ating isang oras na talakayan regarding si Governor Rosa Rosal. Kasi si William Theo ay nakita ko na halos siya lahat ang nag-asikaso dun sa halos na 1 linggo na pag-asikaso sa libing ni Governor Rosa Rosal. So, ang unang tanong on personal na alaala, anong pinakamaalala mo kay Lola Rosa bilang isang lola, hindi bilang isang kilalang personalidad o artista? That's quite a loaded question.
Yes.
William.
Yes, okay. First of all, thank you again, Governor Cora, and kay Edison para
Yes,
sa
po.
tulong. Hindi ako masyadong techie, so nahirapan ako ng konti to get on Zoom. Pero to answer that question po, kasi si Governor Rosa Rosal, or para sa amin, no, para sa akin rather, si Mama Rose, she's a very straightforward lady. Ang isang masasabi ko sa kanya is hindi talaga siya marunong she doesn't know how to sugarcoat things, no? For first and foremost, she will tell you things as it is. Kung halimbawa, masasaktan ka, then let it be. Pero usually she does it because she is very constructive. She believes that time is of essence, and you don't really have much time to get everything together. Kaya yun talaga ang niya, adhikain niya. She really wants to be as honest as she can over an umbrella statement. Ganon, she was a very honest person, and she said it like it is. Hindi siya nagsasabi ng mga bagay na para lang just for me to feel good.
Yeah. Kasi meron bang isang simpleng sandali o kwento ninyong dalawa na hanggang ngayon ay hindi mo makakalimutan?
Well, marami To single out one would be very hard. Pero ang para sa kanya talaga, number one talaga, more than anything else, is to have the Lord in the center of your life. That is really the very basic of everything else. And after that, yung pagiging kind. You have to be kind. And you have to be, when you say you're kind, kailangan sensitibo ka sa mga pangangailangan ng tao. Katulad ng nasabi ko, I think nasabi ko rin in one of the days of the week, na pagka pumasok ka kasi sa isang kwarto ng maraming tao, hindi mo alam kung ano ang pinagdadaanan ng kahit yung mga each and every one of the people. So you have to be kind, and you have to be sensitive, and at the same time you have to have respect for humanity. Ayun po.
Parang yun na ang sagot sa tanong ko na ano ang pinakamahalagang aral na itinuro niya sa iyo habang lumalaki ka. Kasi kinwento mo na kung how to behave, etc. Pero nung maliit ka pa, anong nare-remember mo na itinuro niya sa iyo? Basta alam ko, I think caring for people is one of them, di ba?
Yes, caring for people is one of them, and not just in one way. Caring for people, yung para bang kung ano ang pangangailangan ng individual na yon. Although, di ba, kilala siya for her work in the blood services, pero hindi lang naging limited yung pagtutulong niya doon She would help people who needed counseling. She would also sa Damayan, because naging reliever host ako nung medyo bata-bata pa ako, ay yung nawawalang mga bata, to be able to link them back to their parents, at saka yung mga ibang mga bata na nawawala, and also rin yung parents who could not have children, and ayun, then they would be able to be able to adopt children. Therefore, two ways yan eh. You will make the parents' dreams come true, and on another side, you would also be improving the lives and the future of the child to be.
Obviously, ito na yung kanyang paglilingkod, no? Paano mo inilalarawan ng dedikasyon ni Lola Rosa mo sa Philippine Red Cross bilang isang miyembro ng kanyang pamilya na nakakita sa likod ng kamera?
Naku, ayun ang pinaka mga hindi na nakikita ng camera, but she was very much the same person. Ang masasabi ko kay Governor Rosa Rosal, no, is hindi talaga siya nagpapahinga. She never complained that she was tired. Ang lang nga niya is katulad ng sinasabi ng marami, meron siyang limit hanggang 6 or 7 o'clock lang siya. Tapos uuwi na siya to give time to her family. And pero in between that time, kung alimbawa umalis siya ng bahay niya ng 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock, yung 7 ng umaga na yon hanggang pag-uwi niya, hindi siya nagrereklamo na pagod siya or she needs a time out. Talagang yun ang dedikasyon niya sa trabaho niya at saka kung ano man ang passion niya. Hindi siya nagrereklamo about traffic or yung masakit ang katawan. Hindi naman umabot sa ganun. At saka ang pagkaalam ko, over 70 years ang serbisyo niya sa Red Cross even in her prime as an actress. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na after being an actress, doon lang siya naglingkod sa tao. I think it sort of like intertwined at some point kasi bating-bata pa siya
Oo. Tapos meron ba siyang kwento tungkol sa pagtulong sa kapwa na madalas niyang ibahagi sa inyo? Yung bang experience niya na pagtulong na, of course, natuwa siya dahil nakatulong siya?
Actually, to be honest po, wala ang malalaman mo galing sa taong na tinulungan niya. Pero on her own, she never mentioned anything na, oh, I did this and I did that for somebody. Ang pinagmamalaki niya talaga is yung aparato niya sa blood bank, no, dun yung apheresis machines noon, dahil breakthrough ito at some point where you were able to separate the plasma, the platelet from the raw blood. Yun ang talagang pinagmamalaki niya. But yung tulong sa tao, hindi. Pero marami akong narinig sa mga tao mismo, pati sa mga co-anchors ko, mga co-host ko, na yung mga magulang nila, lola at lolo nila ay tinulungan ni Miss Rosa Rosal. Pero siya mismo, hindi siya nagsasabi nun. Isang pinagmamalaki niya talaga is sa lahat ng naging awards niya, the one that she really stressed to me, at least to me, is the Ramon Magsaysay Award, which is yun talaga ang feeling niya, culmination of her life's work. She's received a lot of awards, and I know that they're as important as each other. Pero iba yun, Ramon Magsaysay, para sa kanya.
Correct ka dyan. Ano naman ang reaksyon niya kapag nakakabalita siya ng mga taong natulungan ng Red Cross? Naging inspirasyon ba ito sa inyong pamilya? Yung feeling good na, wow, si Tita Rose ang dami-daming natulungan. How do you view that in your family?
Well, speaking for myself, ma'am, I've always looked at her as yung para bang she was a very aspirational. Hindi ko masasabi na idol lang because mas mahigit pa dun dahil iba siya Hindi ko siya makukumpara sa ibang tao. Now, she had her moods. I think we know that because you're also very close to her. She had her moods, she had her moments. She was not a saint, no? Talagang alam naman natin, meron siyang mga tantrums on her own, pero hindi naman yun nagiging hadlang para maging functional siya dun sa role niya as a person. So, for me, she's done more in her lifetime or in a few years than many people have done in a lifetime. And ako, kung makaka-reach lang ako ng 10 to 20%, nako, magiging napaka ano ko na, I would be very, very grateful because iba siya eh. She did not remarry, she did not have any other real hobbies other than going to church, and then paminsan-minsan she enjoys eating, she enjoys helping people talaga. That's what really kept her going.
Siguro ang palaging tanong sa pagkatao ni Rosa Rosal, ano ang isang katangian taglay niya na hindi gaanong alam ng publiko, ngunit napakalaga sa inyo bilang pamilya? Yung bang people may not know, pero yung kanyang caring concern, I think sa pamilya, many, even in talking with the daughter, feeling ko mas pampubliko siya, hindi siya masyadong makwento tungkol sa pamilya. Am I correct?
Yes, totoo, ma'am. Actually, that is a very good question. And in the spirit of honesty and transparency, I also don't know how to answer that directly dahil she was a very private person about her family. I mean, her immediate family. Kasi ako po para sa publiko, ako ay apo niya sa pamangkin. Yung maternal grandmother ko is her sister on the father side. And they are about 11 days apart lang eh. Kasi pareho ang ama, iba ang ina. So same year, same month, Rosa Rosal, October 16, Lola ko, October 27. Kaya they were very close. Kaya si Mama Rose would visit my Lola many times, pero she would not really make kwento. Parang, basta ang alam ko kay Miss Rosa Rosal, she just wanted people to know that she was in control of all of the variables in her life. And yan lang. Minsan mag-share siya, but I don't think it is enough na para bang like ako talaga, pag nag-share ako, wala eh. Kasama ang luha, kasama ano ang gagawin ko. Because ako, for me, inaamin ko na hindi ko kaya eh. There are many times na I value the opinions of others because for sure, meron silang mai-share sa akin na makakatulong sa akin. Pero si Mama Rose is like more of a superhero type thing na para bang she feels na para bang on her own and by prayers it will come to her. The answers will come to her kung ano man yun.
Paano siya bilang isang lola sa araw-araw? Mahigpit ba, palabiro, tahimik, o mapagkwento? Medyo malawak ito, no? Pero minsan ang kwento, nagre-react siya sa mga kwento ng iba. Minsan pag nakita namin siya, excited kami na makita namin siya at ibabalita kung ano nangyayari sa Red Cross. Pero sa kanya, hindi siya naman talaga ina-acknowledge niya. Katulad kay Aida, sasabihin niya na wag kang tanghali. And ako naman sinasabihin niyang, pag wag ka masyadong very busy, kailangan yung ma-set time for others. Mga ganyan ang mga narinig namin sa kanya. Pero sa'yo, natatandaan mo ba na sinabihan kanya na, be careful, nagbibiro naman siya, you look good, or something like that. Ano naging karanasan mo sa kanya? Pag nakita kanya, tatanungin niya kung ano nangyari sa'yo. Anong naging karanasan mo sa kanya?
Si Mama Rose kasi pagka sa ganyan, sobra siyang komedyante din di ba? Minsan pagka-interesado, para siyang paano natin masasabi to? I guess hindi ko alam kung paano ko sasabihin. Pero sige, since honest naman si Mama Rose at saka nasasabi ko, di ba, si Mama Rose kasi meron times na para siyang medyo babaeng bakla type, di ba? Yung ganon. Alam mo yung ganon? Na parang she becomes so animated about certain things, tapos pati yung mga expressions niya na sa showbiz, nadadala niya rin dun sa public. So, and I think that makes her unique Pero ang para sa akin, yung on the more serious side, like pagka nag-uusap kami, especially on set, she always says, you cannot waste your time. As a lola hindi mo pwedeng sayangin ang oras mo because every moment counts. For example, kung halimbawa, madukutan ka ng pera, no, madukutan ka, let's say, relo, madukutan ka ng 1,000 piso, with a little bit of luck and hard work, yung relo na yan, mabibili mo uli. Although, sayang, yung pera na yan ng 1,000, pwede mong kitahin uli in the same amount, no? Pero ang oras kasi, pagka you wasted your time, hindi mo na kasi mababalik yung oras na yun na nawala eh. So, kumbaga, if I wasted my time when I was 37 years old, 5 months, 8 minutes, and 7 days, hindi ko na maibabalik yon. So, yun ang binibigay niya na aral sa amin na time and the effort that you give people. It has to be very genuine dahil hindi na yan nababalik. Kung naisulat na yan sa pages of our history, it cannot be undone. Parang ganun.
Paano naman niya nababalanse ang pagiging artista, public servant, at pagiging haligi ng pamilya? Kasi of course, isa lang ang anak niya. At siyempre, ang kanyang anak naman nag-expect ng attention sa kanya. How does she balance? Kasi tama ang sabi mo, umuwi siya ng maaga, 7 o'clock. In fact, sinasabi niya na natutulog siya ng maaga para maaga the following day, magtatrabaho na siya. So, parang hindi naman siya nagkakasakit. Palagi siyang present. Miski nung ako Secretary General, palagi siyang nasa blood bank sa oras ng pangangailangan. At saka, palaging concern niya yung mga nagpa-follow up kung makakakuha sila ng dugo. So, I guess ang tanong ko paano siya nakakabalance ng, kumbaga, 8 hours a day na kailangan tumulong siya. Go ahead.
I think it's more of yung time with her family. I think was more on the weekends. If I remember correctly, she would put a lot of value on going to church going to service on Sunday. Tapos after that ay magla-lunch sila ni Tita Tony and her grandchildren, si John at saka si James noon. It was more of that. Hindi ko alam to be honest, growing up kasi ako medyo meron void yung pagkaano ko yung time ko with her kasi lumaki ako. My dad is Indonesian. So when my parents got married, 12 years of my life or a little bit less than 12 years was in Indonesia. So hindi ko masyado yun hindi ko yun masyadong it was more na on my junior high and towards high school na doon ako mas na-expose sa influensya niya sa akin. And then later on na nung naging naging host at saka naging news anchor, doon so para bang it was in different levels kumbaga para sa akin paputol-putol. Pero ang alam ko, she doted on her family. Lalong-lalo na si Tita Tony, palagi niyang hinahanap yan. Minsan, pagka nag-aaway sila, siguro ganun talaga, pagka mag-ina nag-aaway, pupunta siya sa bahay ng lola ko, doon siya matutulog. Ang plano niya, siguro 2-3 araw. Pero honestly and this is to be really honest, never siya nag-over ng one night because after that, namimiss na niya yung anak niya, namimiss na rin niya yung bahay niya. So kung ano ang plano niya na 2 or 3 nights, hindi naman niya natutuloy. So she would usually spend one day in my lola's house, and she would sleep over. Darating siya ng 6 ng gabi, 7 ng gabi. They would have dinner together. And when she goes to work in the morning, for sure, hindi na yan babalik ng gabi. Kasi uuwi na rin siya because kung ano man yon na-solve na yun, yung tampuhan or kung ano man, which is, I think, good. Hindi dapat tumatagal ang tampuhan.
One of the difficulties she had was she lost an apo.
Yes.
Who died of an accident. And we were there. We saw that. At nakita ko na it was such a painful experience kasi hindi niya ina-expect na magkakaroon ng ganong tragedy.
Yes.
Ang iniisip ko lang, how did she cope and how long? Kasi hindi madali nangyari. Of course, anak yun ni Tony.
Yes.
And naniniwala ako na between the two of them, they were able to manage in short space of time. Kasi awa ng Diyos, they accepted the loss and then meron naman naiwan. Hindi naman dalawa. Oo. So how did she manage yung loss na yun?
Actually, to be honest po, kasi nung nangyari yun, wala ako dito eh. Wala ako dito noon. I got back na lang the last day of the wake of James.
Yes.
So, last na yon before the burial. Ang naaalala ko pa is nakapagbigay pa sila ng ng interview, and I know that it was very sad, and then we would talk about it after that, no? Pero doon ako believe sa kanya yung pagiging kung nagluluksa man, and I know definitely dahil yung pamilya niya was her world. Pero at the same time, talagang nakayanan niya kung alimbawa gumuguho yung luha niya behind the curtains, ay it's something na hindi ko nasaksihan eh. Pero naging believe talaga ako dun, at least how they carried themselves in public. And that's something that I would have wanted to inherit, because ewan ko sa nakita nyo naman sa akin nung mga ilan nakaraan na araw hindi ako ganun kagaling kasi I can, pero there will be short moments in talagang medyo kakainin ng emosyon kasi syempre ang naiisip ko, nako, in this way wala na kung alimbawa meron akong gustong itanong, kailangan ko yung wisdom niya, it's not anymore something that I would be able to be blessed by. Yon. Kaya it's very painful. Parang
Gob Cora.
Yes, papakita mo yung mga pictures, ano?
Yes, Gob Cora, magbigay muna tayo ng daan sa ating commercial break, at sa pagbabalik natin, meron lang tayong tribute video para kay Gob Rosa Rosal at ilang balita. Post po muna tayo sa commercial break, Sir William, Gob Cora.
Yes.
Magbabalik po tayo sa ilang mga paalala.
Itinuloy na po natin ang zero balance billing. Libre po. Ibig sabihin, ang serbisyo sa basic accommodation sa ating mga DOH na ospital, wala nang babayaran ang pasyente.
Ang dami pong challenge, hindi po namin alam kung saan namin kukunin, ganon, nag-iisip kung paano namin mababayaran. Siyempre po, masayang-masaya, super saya po dahil na zero billing po kami. Opo, malaking po talaga, malaking tulong po. Mabilis lang din po.
Bayad na ang bill ninyo. Uulitin ko, wala nang kailangan bayaran ng pasyente basta sa DOH Hospital dahil bayad na po ang bill ninyo.
Naiyak ako kasi sobrang saya. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. Hindi kami nagkamali ng taong ihinalal.
Pilipinas, handa ka na ba? Ang ating million peso question. Kapag may pumutok na bulkan malapit sa inyong lugar at sinabayan pa ng malakas na ulan, ano ang kailangan mong iwasan? Letter A, ex mong hindi ka naman pinahalagahan? Letter B, mga marites ng inyong barangay? O letter C, mga ilog at sapa dahil pwedeng magkaroon ng lahar? Kung C ang sagot mo, may tama ka. Delikado ang lahar o ang mabilis na daloy ng naghahalong abo ng bulkan at tubig. O, ngayon, alam mo na kung saan ka dapat lumayo. O sige na, lapit ka na kay ex. Hashtag panatag ang may alam.
Maging panatag Pilipinas.
Today, we celebrate the life and legacy of a woman who turned compassion into a lifelong mission, Rosa Rosal, our beloved Tita Rose, the heart of the Philippine Red Cross. She was a star on screen, but her brightest role was the one she lived off camera, a woman whose kindness became a lifeline for countless Filipinos. Her story began with one unforgettable moment. A child fighting for life, a mother pleading for help, and Rosa Rosal, moved by pure, urgent compassion, running to the Red Cross to find the blood that would save the young girl. When she watched life return through a single bag of blood, something awakened in her. A calling, a purpose, a promise she would keep for the rest of her life. For Rosa Rosal, helping people wasn't work, it was joy. It's fun helping people, she would say. And she carried that joy into every hand she held, every life she touched. She became the mother of the blood program, building a lifeline that continues to save countless lives. She even called July 4, 1950, her first blood drive, her true birthday, because serving others made her feel reborn. Through her show Damayan, she stirred a nation to care, lifting up the sick, the poor, and the disaster-stricken, proving that compassion can unite millions. For decades, she led the Philippine Red Cross with grace and unwavering strength. A light in times of disaster, a voice of hope, a symbol of humanity in action. Even when she needed healing herself, she chose to help others first. Rosa Rosal was not just a volunteer. She was a blessing, a miracle, a living symbol of what it means to love without limits. Today, we celebrate her life of service, her love without limits, her legacy that reminds us of what it truly means to be human. Thank you, Tita Rose, for being the rose that never stops blooming, on screen, in our hearts, and in every act of kindness we carry forward.
Department. Bago po tayo magpatuloy, meron po lang tayong balita. Ang Philippine Red Cross ay buong pagmamalaki na sumali dito sa naganap na Bombo Radio Philippines sa Bombo Radio Foundation para sa Dugong Bombo 2025, A Little Pain, A Little Life to Gain. Ang pinakamalaking isang araw na voluntaryong bloodletting event sa bansa. Ito ay sabay-sabay na ginanap sa 25 pangunahing mga site. Ang pagtakbo ngayong taon ay nagtakda ng bagong record na 4,657 bags of blood ng dugo na niligtas buhay na nakolekta. At katumbas ito ng humigit kumulang 2.1 million cc na dugo o 2,095.65 na litro or 553.61 na galon o 10 buong drum ng dugong nagliligtas ng buhay. At sabi nga ng ating chairman ng CEO Richard J. Gordon, ang bawat bag ng dugo na nakolekta ay isang lifeline para sa isang nangangailangan. Ipinapakita ng Dugong Bombo kung ano ang kanyang makamit ng lahat kapag nagkaisa ang media, mga voluntaryo at mga komunidad para sa makataong serbisyo. Mula sa pagtiyak ng ligtas na screening hanggang sa paghawak ng bawat donasyon na may pag-ingat at ang mga tauhan ng National Blood Services kasama na yan ni Dr. Nalupta at nila Doc She Tonelete ng PRC nagtrabaho kasama ang Bombo Radio Philippines Foundation Incorporated at mga kasosyo sa komunidad upang gawing posible ang milestone na to. Isang kaunting sakit, isang buhay na makakamit. Magkasama, panatilihin nating malakas ang supply ng dugo sa bansa. Gov Cora?
Yes, tama-tama, no? Kasi I was able to speak on the second day and of course, nung time ng Red Cross on a Thursday, naalala ko na we really honored ang dami-daming mga Red Crossers na nandoon at feel ko ang pagmamahal kay Tita Rose, parang walang nagsabi na hindi nila nakilala si Tita Rose. So siguro sa ang mga tanong natin, well, of course, starting with William, ano ang legacy na iniwan ni Tita Rose na nais ninyong ipagpatuloy o bilang pamilya? Ano yung nangyari sa kanya, ginawa niya, sa palagay mo ay kailangang ipagpatuloy in some ways, either to a daughter, to the family, and of course to you, because the way you handled yourself all throughout the week, talagang humanga ako sa iyo, William.
Naku, ma'am, thank you very much. Sa totoo lang, medyo mahirap, and it continues to still be painful because syempre, para bang, but again, yun ang natutunan ko sa kanya. You have to be able, you cannot let something, no matter how painful, no matter how great the loss is, para bang ibaba yung pagkatao mo because at the end of the day, you still have a purpose in life So although it's sad, siguro ang masishare ko lang sa public, I think hindi ko pa ito na-share before. That question hit something in my heart. Siguro, what it means to me, to continue her legacy is to be able to, as much as possible, to share whatever it is that I've learned about her. I want, on my own personal side, I'd just like to be able to at least do something for humanity. Nung una kasi, nung mas bata ako, ang talagang gusto kong kay Rosa Rosales, dugo, ang gusto ko sana noon is tuberculosis, TB. Dahil, yun nga, ang TB, maraming may TB, at saka ang TB is curable. Kasi kung alimbawa, papasok ako, magiging ambisyoso ako, katulad ng, let's say, education. Let's say, yung sapat na edukasyon or good education, this changes from generation to generation depending on what the priorities are. So kung alimbawa, kahit na may gawin ako, pagka mawala ako, yung henerasyon na yun ay ano ba yun? It can start all over again in another leg or another arm. It can all jumble together. Ang TB sana, because of information dissemination and although mahaba ang gamutan, ay it can be cured, it can be managed. Pero that was wala pang TB dots noon. Pero syempre nung nagkaroon na ng TB dots, para bang foiled na ang mga plans ko because I think every LGU is already doing that. So on my own, I'd like to be able to continue to be kind to people, continue to be able, lalong-lalo na sa bagong meron akong magiging bagong programa which is Agapay Rosa Rosal, which is a medical-based program. Doon ko sana gustong ipagpatuloy is to be able to bring medical advice to people. Kasi alam naman natin dito sa Pilipinas, takot ang tao sa doktor di ba? Ayaw nilang magpa-check up Somehow, very, very advanced na or critical na ang sitwasyon bago sila magpapatingin, which is sad. Because minsan, we will be able to, sabi nga nila, di ba, prevention, an ounce of prevention is worth pounds and pounds of cure. Kaya kailangan natin i-ano yan. I think we really need to educate and we really need to make people understand that health is wealth and doctors are your friends, including dentists.
Actually, Tita Rose showed how a volunteer should behave. Hindi ang volunteer hindi demanding na kailangan gawin ito. Yung wala siyang feeling na entitlement.
Yes, tama.
Sa kanya, she's so, kumbaga, she behaved in such a manner na ang feeling ko, matututo ka sa kanya Kasi kung ikaw nakapag-aral, kasi tinuro nga kung ano yung napag-aralan niya. Napag-aralan niya, kahit ang iba mas mataas na pag-aralan, they have not done what she has done.
Totoo,
tama
totoo.
yung sabi mo na yung kanyang Ramon Magsaysay Award is rooted in her volunteerism, the highest form ever na makikita natin sa Red Cross. Naniniwala ako na there are many more in the Red Cross na trying to do what she has done or what she showed us to be done. Pero there is only one Rosa Rosal. Ako gusto kong sabihin na we can emulate.
Yes,
We can
yes.
follow her path. Pero we will never be the same because she's made of a different mold.
Tama,
And
yes.
very Christian in
Mhm.
more ways than one. Kaya naniniwala ako na kaiba. Gusto kong isipin na kaiba si Tita Rose. And I myself, although I'm now 84, I look forward to the time when I will follow her footsteps in many ways, pero giving back also, tumutulong without counting the cost. I guess that is the word na naiisip ko lang na ano kaya, tama yung sinabi mo na you wanted to help yung mga may tuberculosis. Sa totoo lang, marami pa rin may tuberculosis. Ako naman, I wanted to help yung mga released prisoners because they need to have a life. Kung nawalan sila ng buhay during the period of their incarceration, kailangan ay makita lang may bukas pa. Kasi some of them have been in prison 24 years. Ang tanong ngayon, makakasakit sila, mamamatay sila. Paano may tuturo sa kanilang magkaroon ng bukas pa? So siguro sa natin, final words nito, ano ngayon ang mensahe mo ngayon sa mga taong gusto nating matuto, must learn lessons from Tita Rose? Take it away.
Okay, ma'am, first of all, Rosa Rosal, Mama Rose has always spoken highly of you. Kaya para bang when I saw you over the last week, I was very happy, to be honest, because alam ko kayong dalawa ang magkasama yung para bang in her prime talaga kayong dalawa ang magkasama. So ako ang masasabi ko lang siguro is gamitin natin ang puso natin. Huwag tayong huwag tayong manghusga. Feeling of entitlement is something that is definitely cannot be for any volunteer. Kung ikaw ay may feeling of entitlement, ay siguro wag ka nang pumasok sa volunteerism dahil that ingredient does not go hand in hand. It's oil and water. So speak with your heart. Know na para bang that you want something for humanity. You want to give back to humanity in whatever way that you can. Isang malaking aral na sinabi sa akin, palaging sinasabi sa akin ni Rosa Rosal siguro to impart this is, I know maraming tao who wanted her to run, di ba, at some point in her life. Yes. Pero ang sinasabi niya sa akin palagi, naririnig ko even from the background, hindi ka kailangan maging isang politiko para makatulong ng tao. And I think that is exactly what I wanted to impart. Siguro is that you don't need to have a position to help people. You can do it. If your heart speaks it speaks volumes. Rosa Rosal is a prime example po.
Correct ka dyan. And on a personal note, ako din I was asked to run for Congress by isang congressman sa Parañaque. And I said no because hindi ganun ang linya ko. And then of course, nung tumakbo si Senator Raul Roco, I was honored to have been asked to run for the Senate. Pero sabi ko hindi. Dahil kakasunog lang ng bahay ko, I have many things to attend to. At nakita ko, ang model ko talaga is si Tita Rose. Pero I don't know how I can copy her humanity. Talagang, sabi ko nga, volunteer social worker siya. Ako, professional social worker, but I cannot do what she has done in the period of her life. So, in this program, we really honor her dahil talagang palagi ko nga, I began my remembering sa kanya na we remember, we celebrate, and we believe in Tita Rose and your family. And I can see in your genes, nandiyan na si Tita Rose din. But we must continue. We must be able to feel what she has done and to honor her by doing the best that we can. So magpa-final words na tayo. I honor you with meeting you, and then you finally saw me, and then you said, you're looking for me. Sabi ko, salamat, salamat. And final words na lang, William. Go ahead. Ano message mo sa ating program at sa Philippine Red Cross as a whole? Go ahead.
First of all, ma'am, kay Ma'am Cora and kay Sir Edison,
Yes
thank
po.
you very much for having me, for being able to share whatever small thing. Siguro I think we have to just work together. My final word, siguro, parting words is, I think as an individual, like you said, Rosa Rosal is made out of a different fiber. So owing to that, na individual, as an individual, kahit ako hindi ko kaya, maybe if we work together, share ideas, and try to branch out, yung para bang we will be able to create another legacy, not in another person, but in a group of people who have the heart to serve. And I think this is very important sa generation na ito, that they need to understand that there is a person who can forget about everything else para makatulong sa ibang tao, dahil God knows our country needs it, not just in one way, not just in two ways, but in a whole bunch of ways. So siguro if we put all of our talents together, our strengths together, makakatulong tayo ng mas maraming tao. And for me, that is the spirit of Rosa Rosal that can live on.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sir William, saan yung mga program nyo ngayon?
Magagawa natin ang lahat ng bagay kung di tayo nag-iisa. And this is where volunteerism should work, must work, and tamang-tama, you can lead also the pack, dahil ay natutunan mo, Tita Rose, ay makatutulong para ma-motivate yung mga tao how to volunteer and volunteer well.
Okay, so siguro next week pwede na tayong mag-lunch or something to start planning this out as early as possible. Ayun, question, Sir Edison, actually magkapit-bahay tayo dyan.
Yes.
I do the news for the Philippine News Agency. So parehas tayong nasa PIA building. I think I'm one floor below you, no? Tama?
Opo,
And,
opo. Nasa fourth floor kami.
Yes, and then nasa second floor ako. So I'm there for the afternoon. And then I also do the news on PTV, well, until last week. And then I host the Lotto for PCSO, dahil palaging sinasabi sa akin ni Rosa Rosal, ito, this is another thing that's important. Palaging sinasabi ni Rosa Rosal, kung hindi dahil sa tulong din ng PCSO, mahihirapan din siyang gumawa ng mga serbisyo publiko as the way that she did it. Malaking tulong din ng PCSO. And I think towards the end of the year, I'll be doing the news for the English news for IBC3.
Okay. Thank you.
Tama-tama, let us continue damayan in our own ways na kaya nating gawin.
Ma'am, kayo na ang guest ko.
Si Gov Cora, pwedeng mag-co-host.
Gov Cora, ha? I will get your number from Sir Edison, tapos siguro it's a 1-hour show yun. Agapay tatak Rosa Rosal.
Pwede siya mag-co-host doon.
Oo naman, definitely.
Sige, salamat.
Okay.
At tapos na tayo.
Yes.
Napakaganda yung ating programa ngayong araw, at masasabi ko na this is worth remembering, celebrating, and believing. Thank you, William. And hindi ka namin makakalimutan. Salamat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you, Sir William.
Thank
At good afternoon. Okay, yan na po ang ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ngayong ika-23 ng buwan ng Nobyembre, taong 2025. At syempre, bago tayo magpaalam, sa mga nais tumulong sa Philippine Red Cross, ito po, tayo po ay nananawagan muli sa mga nais tumulong para sa atin, sa mga operations natin. Ongoing pa po ang ating operations para sa Super Typhoon Nando, sa Opong, sa Masbate. Yung Super Typhoon Nando, dyan po yan sa Calayan, Cagayan. Tapos ito sa Masbate naman po yung Opong. At itong Tino, dyan sa may Cebu, Negros Occidental, pati ito Uwan, sa may Catanduanes, sa Quezon at sa Southern Leyte. Kaya po tuloy-tuloy po ang ating pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan, at pati itong mga nabiktima ng lindol dyan din po sa Cebu at sa Davao. Kaya kung kami po ay nananawagan sa inyo na magbahagi po tayo ng tulong, at dito tayo tumulong sa Philippine Red Cross para kami po ang magbibigay niyan sa mga taong nangangailangan. At syempre, yan na po ang ating programang Kalingatid ng Red Cross Radyo Pilipinas. Susunod na po ang pagbabalita na hatid sa inyo ni Sir Albert Sebastian. Ito po si Edison Enriquez. At kasunod dyan ang programa po ni Vance Fernandez, Pulso ng Pilipino. 6 na minuto bago mag 4:00 ng hapon.